So no, Animal came up with Firewood Frog actually on a weekend getaway, not a day trip. Yeah, it was a weekend getaway with John Ember and the Muppets. Yeah. No, actually, you're right. Animal. I'm not strong enough to pull a tree out of the ground. I'm not sure why you had to do that though. All right, everybody, welcome to Thursday. Yep, cruising through this short week because we had the holiday on Monday, but it is already Thursday, which is great. That means there wasn't really a hump day because it was really, the night was the dip between the two parts of the 4-day week. What else do you want from me? Let's get into some headlines. Oh, that did okay. Whoosh. There we go. Okay, here we go. This is the headline. I tried Disney's viral grilled cheese donut sandwich, and I think it's perfect for someone who loves sweet and salty treats. So I'm really confused here because cheese, not really salty. Donuts, not really salty. Why is this sweet and salty? I'm missing the salty part. As weird as this is, the salt. That's what I'm hung up on. I don't think I could eat that, by the way. Donut with cheese. Let's see. Why the Evil Dead musical, Evil Dead the movie. Why the Evil Dead musical is one of the franchise's best and most bizarre installments. Best? I don't think so. I don't know where you get that. Bizarre? Absolutely. Let's see, the movie is based on a guy that goes into a weird time warp-y thingy and is battling zombies and skeletons and all kinds of craziness, and he's got his arm chopped off and he's got a chainsaw for an arm. That's a musical? That's bizarre. It's not. Yeah. Moving right along. Indiana Jones 5 begins filming next week in the United Kingdom with Harrison Ford. Pretty cool, that's pretty exciting. I love all the Indiana Jones movies, minus the last one, which wasn't very good, but hopefully this one will be. Okay, so it is Thursday, and all week we've been talking about what? Day tripping. And I showed you a cool little day trip out to the Mere Beach. That was pretty cool. And everyone else is just, annotated for you. He had a plan. But hey, if you're gonna do a day trip midweek or when you're supposed to be working, well, you need to call and let some people know. Yeah, you just can't, no call, no show, no bueno is what that turns out to be. So, plan your day trips around days that you're not working if you have a job. That makes the most sense. Plus, it works out better for the day trip itself. If it's some kind of special event, maybe you work your schedule around, it's a big musical or something, or one-time thing is going on somewhere and you got to travel to it, but it's just a day trip and you got to work your schedule a little bit. Hey, boss man, can I swap days with Joey? He's going to take my shift, I'll take his shift so I can have this day off kind of thing. So you want to plan ahead. That's kind of the big key point when planning day trips, and they're going to interfere with your work schedule, right? Also, just a aside, as an employer, you don't want to have too many day trips that interfere with your work schedule. Every once in a while, it's okay, we understand. It happens to all of us. Things come up and we're going to take a day off because, some event's going on. Weddings are common, things like that. But you don't want it to make it a regular occurrence. Always taking days off is, doesn't always look good on the, to the boss man. So anyway, day tripping, plan ahead. Your schedule. You always have, if you're working in retail, you always have your schedule a couple weeks out. So pretty safe to say you're able to schedule those appropriately. So you always want to consider your workplace when scheduling day trips. Now, that Mere Beach that I showed you yesterday. Really, really cool, very easy. Well, I shouldn't say it's totally easy. It's kind of in a weird location, very windy road, out by Tiburon out on the coast of California. Very nice. But you have to consider some of those things. How am I getting there? Stuff like that. It was only a 2-hour drive from Lodi. It's roughly a 2-hour drive from Modesto as well. So totally doable in your sphere of being able to do something really cool in one day. That's kind of the point about it. Schedule these things for yourself. Treat yourself right. If you're doing hard work and you're working hard towards your goals, you've got to replenish by doing fun things for yourself. And getting out to places that you've never been before, experiencing new things, only adds to your creativity, your ability to feel good, the enjoyment in life. You work hard, you should treat yourself every once in a while to quality things like a good day trip. And like I said, they don't have to cost much. You know what? That day trip to Mir cost my family just a little bit in some snacks and some lunch, and then the gas to get out there and back. And that's not horrible. That's pretty darn doable. Instead of having to go through, get plane tickets and travel arrangements and a hotel and all that kind of stuff. That stuff, good to do, good to plan for, but can get real expensive real fast. And like I said, go up to Old Town Sacramento, go up to Columbia, go up to Tacoma, go up to Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe is not that bad of a drive. You see, if you go up Highway 88, you can. It is about 2.5 hours, depending upon. But scenery is beautiful. You don't even have to go all the way to Tahoe. Just go up into the mountains. There's plenty of rivers and lakes that you can pull off to and stop and just, pack a little lunch, go up, hang out, just park along the roadside. There's plenty of parking places you'll see. And just have a little lunch out in the wilderness. Sometimes that's pretty cool. All right, guys, let's jump right now into the National Day of.
Good morning, everybody. Here we are, down the slope, heading down, because it's Thursday. It's Thursday, June the 3rd. Now, today's National Day. I personally thought this day should have been in February, but what the heck? What do I know? But today's National Day is National Repeat Day. Today's National Day is National Repeat Day. Repeat. You think, well, there's some things you just would never want to repeat. I can think of so many things that come to my mind. A root canal, a fall and slip in front of everybody that embarrasses yourself, spilling something on your shirt and not knowing it. I wouldn't want to repeat any of those things. But then there's all those great things that we love. A vacation. I'd repeat my vacation in a heartbeat. I had a good time. I love vacation. We're doing day trip. It's day tripping. I would repeat a day trip anytime. I'd love to be sitting on the beach in Carmel, nice and cool, out of this weather. That would be a great repeat. Or a great meal that you had. Maybe the meal you have for lunch you'll love so much you repeat it for dinner. So many things to repeat, to think about, and so many things that repeat that you don't want to think about. So you can ponder it today. Either the good or the ugly. The pros and the cons of the repeat day. I personally want to go for all the good stuff. Nobody wants to repeat the cruddy stuff. So you think, what would be great to repeat today? And then repeat it on National Repeat Day.
All right, guys, now let's jump right into the National Day of. All right, guys, now let's jump right into the National Day of. All right, guys, now let's jump right into the National Day of. Okay, enough of that. No more of that. Let's go back in the past. Zach.
Hey everybody, it's Thursday, June 3rd. Thank you for being here again, and thank you for sticking with us this week and sticking with this morning routine. Good stuff going on in the mornings and fun stuff happening. And everybody out there, I hope you're having a great start to your day. Whether you've watched this in the morning or if you've decided you want to watch it later in the afternoon, thank you so much. And with that being said, I don't know, what should we do today? Should we go? Yeah, we probably should, huh? Let's go back from the bearded past with Zach. So, in 1861, or 1864, I'm sorry, the Battle of Cold Harbor. Union forces attacked Confederate troops in Hanover County, Virginia. Basically, this was part of the campaign that Ulysses S. Grant put together, to where he just kept attacking every day the front. He just kept attacking General Lee's army. And every day he would keep trying to move around the flank, which is, the side of an army is moving around to the side, and he kept moving, and he kept moving, and he kept moving. And eventually, he ended up at the siege of Petersburg. Well, on this day in Cold Harbor, it was a horrendous attack. He eventually had to stop this attack. Within 20 minutes at one point during this battle, 6,000 Union soldiers died on the battlefield. It was a very bloody day. A lot of people said Grant sent these men into the meat grinder, but as time progressed, he did follow through with his plan, and it took a lot of lives, took a lot of loss, and continual fighting over the next so many, weeks. But eventually they did get to that goal in that siege in Petersburg. So, you got to think of it what you will, but eventually it did lead to the end of the Civil War, I should say the eastern part, the battles of the Civil War. So, with that being said, you guys, I know that was a long story on Battle of Cold Harbor, but thanks for listening. I hope you learned a little something. I myself, Civil War history is just where it's at. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your day. It's Thursday. Next day's Friday. Bye now.
Very cool. I always love going back in the past. Those are people that took care of themselves a lot of times to, do day trips, things like that. So now,
"500 CEOs commit to prioritizing disability inclusion." The chief executives of Apple, Google, Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, Sony, and hundreds of other international organizations are committing to advance disability inclusion. The companies are a part of a group known as the Valuable 500 that first formed at the 2019 World Economic Forum annual meeting in Davos, Switzerland, in an effort to improve life for people with disabilities. Now the collaborative says it has reached its goal of signing 500 members, which collectively represents $8 trillion in annual revenue and more than 20 million employees globally. Each organization has made a public pledge to promote disability inclusion in one way or another. Some companies have appointed advisory boards or launched advertising campaigns featuring people with disabilities, while others like Tommy Hilfiger and UGG have developed adaptive products, and companies like Unilever and Auto Trader have enhanced employment opportunities.
it is Thursday, Independent Living Thursday. So part of independence is scheduling time, quality time for yourself and your family and your friends. Do some day tripping. All right, have a great rest of your Thursday. Lots going on. 10:30 we've got exercise. 1 o'clock we got nutrition, and Gabriella is back, so we'll see what kind of cooking is going on in that new kitchen of theirs. I'm sure it's gonna be tasty. I'm sure I'm gonna want some, and I won't get any, so that's very sad for me, but that doesn't mean that it'll always be that way. Maybe eventually one day you get to taste some of that tasty food. So have a great Thursday, everybody. We will see you tomorrow on Friday. Take care.